Being in Oman, like I'm very relaxed. Like I don't have as much stress. They welcome me. They say, "Oh, hello, sister." Like I'm one of them. It's been very great. Like I wouldn't have stayed as long as I had if it wasn't a good life here. My name is Nicole Brewer. I'm 43 years old, and I'm an English teacher, travel advisor, and travel writer living in Oman. Initially, when I was looking into moving into the Middle East, I was first considering Dubai because, obviously everybody knows the UAE. Honestly, it was just by chance, by the grace, that I came across the posting for Oman and decided to give it a go. I am a travel blogger influencer for my site I Love the Globetrots. Additionally, I am a travel advisor, so I help plan and book trips for my clients. So I am living in a fully furnished 2-bedroom, 2-bath apartment, which is around 250 Omani Riyal a month. So that's like around $650 US per month that I pay in rent. All of my utilities are included. So like my water, electricity, they even have internet included here. The only thing that I pay for outside of that will be my cell phone bill. My biggest expense is food and taxis because I don't drive. I spend roughly 25 to 30 Omani Riyal, probably a week on groceries. So that's equivalent to about $75 to $80. So I eat out like once a week, if that. So if you add that in, maybe like $400 on food. I would definitely say that like travel has been a passion of mine. Honestly, since before moving abroad, like I realized that I had a curiosity for travel from a young age. Namibia was absolutely beautiful. The Seychelles. Like one of the things about living in the Middle East, middle of the world, is just the location. The African countries, like I'm very grateful to have opportunity to go to because they're quite expensive to get to from the States. So I've been trying to take advantage of where I am. This past January actually was my winter break, so I ended up spending a week in Bali. It was an abnormal amount of spending for the month of January because I was planning for my winter break. I'll say that in a year, maybe I would take 2 or 3 big trips and then maybe just like a weekend trip every so often to Dubai. Paid my credit cards down to 0. Even traveling to like Bali last month, I did have some expenses, hotels, what have you. I paid on my credit card, but I paid it completely off. So I'm very happy to report that my credit card debt has actually gone down to 0. I didn't think it would be a challenge to find a new job, but that was at the beginning of like the recession back then. So I just recall I was on unemployment for about 5 months, and I think I had 6 months of unemployment available. So getting down to that last month, I remember I got scared and I was like, okay, what are you gonna do if your unemployment runs out, you don't have a job? It was really out of desperation, if I'm going to be honest with you. Like when I was getting to that point of getting ready to run out of my financial assistance, initially I told myself I would only leave for like a year or 2 once the economy got better. And 15 years later, I'm still gone. So like honestly, I am like a traveler at heart. When I decided to go to Korea, I basically only had 2 suitcases packed. Fortunately, at that time, being recruited to work for the education department in Korea, they help set you up like when you're first moving to a new country. They help you with relocation. Oman really wasn't on my radar. I really didn't know much about the country, but I remember specifically I saw a job posting on a site called SeriousTeachers.com for Oman, and I was like, this looks interesting. So after seeing that posting, I ended up researching Oman, and I was like, wow, this is a very beautiful country. I have had an incredible experience living in Oman. It's a very safe and peaceful country. Obviously there's a culture shock when you first land, but I feel like I'm pretty flexible and I was able to go with the flow. I definitely have taken on like the Omani culture of just like, inshallah, like what will be is kind of like the phrase here in particular in Oman. Thinking back on my time in the States, I probably was way more uptight, way more just like angry, what have you, just like the energy of being back home. It was very toxic in certain ways. Since we have the universities here, there's a decent amount of expats here in the city. There's opportunities to spend time and hang out with my friends, but if I really want to let my hair down, I have to go to Muscat or to Dubai. I probably go to Muscat about once or twice a month on average. I don't really fear living here as a Black woman. When I'm back home in the States, obviously you look at the political climate and things that are happening back home. It's a struggle. I honestly, I worry about like my friends and my family back home at times. So I am very grateful to live in a country that is so safe. It's definitely not without its challenges. I will say it's not an easy life to be on the other side of the world from your family, especially when emergencies and family situations come up. It's for sure a culture shock for the average person to come to a place that is more conservative, as far as conservative in dress and just like the atmosphere of certain things that you can't discuss. But for someone like me who is very flexible and a very just like laid back, go with the flow type of person, as long as you respect the culture, it's a nice life. It's a good way to live. As much as I love my friends and my family back in the States, I don't really see myself living there long term unless, an emergency or there's a reason that I have to go back, for family. Of course, I will be willing, but ideally, I would love to retire abroad. My dream location is to be able to retire in Portugal. I would love to like buy a property and so maybe have a hostel where I would be able to generate income from. If someone wanted to live the expat life, I would definitely say to not let fear or like outside voices deter you from your dream. If I would have listened to people about moving to the Middle East, people were like, oh, it's so dangerous. And here I am living my best life, here in Oman, one of the safest countries in the world. Reach out to people like me and other expats who are living in unique places. We are out here, we are on social media, we're on different forums online. I want to pay it forward. People did that for me, so I'm definitely willing to do it for other people.